My name is Amalia and I will present the summary related to develop our project. And the project name that we decide to develop is Menyerap Quench Your Taste Ordering System. It's actually comprehensive beverage ordering system developed for the fictional shop Kublock. What I can explain here, the system designed to streamline and automate the ordering process, and the system enhance both the customer experience and operational efficiency by providing a simple, intuitive interface for ordering drinks. The objective of this system are easy of use, second, efficient handling of order, and accessibility across various terminals. In the process of developing, we have faced some challenge in creating colorful code output that make it more interesting for user when they use the system, and also make easier to user to see which part of the menu and which part that user must enter the input. A second challenge is making ranking order, because we must calculate what the product is that user is always buying. And lastly, managing an extensive menu with over 18 items using array mapped to price. In conclusion, Menyerap effectively addressed this issue, providing a robust solution for modern beverage order management. So I will pass to next presenter.
Hi, my name is Aiman Hanif and I will be explaining about the modules or function within the project. So as you can see, in order to make this project more modular and also to make it like we can reuse the codes, it is shorter, and I would say it's much easy to understand is by using functions or modules. And then, so let's go with the first one, which is we have like, okay, in here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we have 8 modules here. So let's go one by one. So the first one is actually the validation. So what will happen is the validation function is actually to whenever the user is inputting, like I would say, like, because we are using a menu driven approach, therefore I believe that the best or the most efficient way is to actually for the user to input from a range. For example, so there are like 5 menus or 7 menus or 7 options, and we just use the range from the min. Let's say like the min is 1 and the max is 7. So the user can only input either of them. I mean, like from the range 1 to 7, and we cannot actually enter like 0 or 8, or even we actually validate whether it is actually using like, is it like an actual number, or is it like a string, or is it a white space, and this helps in order to validate the inputs. As you can see, we also use buffer to double check, and if user is actually into the wrong input, it will actually display error message. And also we also have like the colors here, which is, it stands for red color here. And then oh, and by the way, it also have like loop. So whenever user inputting the wrong input, it will actually loop the user around. Okay, so to the second function, which is the void pay. So this is just a simple, or you can say like the typical function whenever we are entering the amount to pay for the, I think I would say the total amount. So first, if the input is not a number, it will bring up the error message no number amount. So we enter RM point to F. For the standard RM ringgit, we have to have the only 2 places, 2 decimal places, and it also validate whether the amount, I mean like the amount we paid is lesser than total price, and if the amount we pay is lesser than 0, which is a negative amount. So this is the error messages, and also it also have the loop to loop the user around if the input is incorrect, so the user can re-enter their input. And if amount is more or equal to total price, it will provide balance. It calculate balance amount minus with total price, and it will print out the balance is RM balance here. So it's a float. And then for the third function, for the S quantity, so it will encourage the user to enter the quantity just the same like the pay one, which is if the value is not okay. So you might be asking, what is temp here? So temp here actually, by using temp actually stands for if the how to say, the temp is actually a boolean to check whether it is a number or not. So if the user is, so just like the previous function, temp is used in order to validate if the input is a number or not. So if it is not one or it is not a number, so it will provide the output, which is, sorry, your quantity is not number, please re-enter. And else if so let's just say like the quantity is lesser or equal to 0, so your quantity must be greater than 0, please re-enter. So the default function is ask stopping. So it's like the very basic one, where we will look around and display all the toppings available, and then we can actually select them here. And after that, it will show up, okay, added one topping of our choices, and then ask, would you like to add more topping, yes or no? And then ask sugar level. So this one is very simple, but instead of, so our program actually have all of the control function. So we we implemented the switch case in order to have more variety to our functions, to our control structure. So this is to select the sugar level. Also the receipt. So receipt is unlike most people who will use the receipt in the format of, like, say, the printf cool block, printf target format, printf sprite ledger. So we are using a different approach, where else we are using a lot of pointer actually, as you can see here, in order to store the every details here in a variable, and then we just call it again here, which is this way we could make it in very formatted form. So for example here, you can see we are having like the title. So the title is in here, and then the subtitle is here. So company number. So I would say it's much more coordinated, organized, and also very helpful for us to use. So what else? Order number is also okay. So as you can see, the number is used randomized. So we have actually mat.h library, and then we also have using the time t in order to provide the local time. And also we look around all the ordered details. So like in the receipt, you can know how much each user, what kind of thing that the user ordered and everything. And also we have borders here. So as you can see, it is a very different format, because we are actually using a lot of pointer here in order to store the details in the variable. So when it is easily recallable, and then I would say it is much efficient, but it will drain some of the storage or the memory. But it depends on how the user thinks. I mean, like the developer thinks. And then we also the summary. So basically, the summary function is actually to summarize the content or the total sales or the quantity that have been sold at the day, during the day. And just like the previous one, we also have the loop to show all the details. And we also have the uslib. So uslib is actually used to, I would say, to have it a very animated format, I would say, like that. And then the last one, if I'm not mistaken, yes, this one is the ranking. So the ranking is actually using a nested loop in order to compare every quantity sold with another menu. So the entire 83 menu will be compared their own quantity sold, and then to rank them up, whether is it like which have the most quantities sold at the day. So I guess that's it. Let's go with. Also, yeah, actually, as you can see from the call here, there are a lot of things that it may look like just, oh, this is integer, but actually everything has been coordinated from the start. I guess that's it from me. Thank you. Okay, once again with me. So this time I'll just run the program, see the inputs. So whenever we open the program, it will start by asking us, please select from the variety of our menu. So let's just try smoothie one, and then we just pick any. So I will just pick 6, and then I will pick intensity 2, and then we'd like you to add topping. We'll say yes, and then I would say one black pearl. So the price, as you can see from here, oops, sorry. Um, the price, okay, it's weird. So as you can see from the price here, so we'll take ABC cows, the 90 and 90 ringgits and 90.90 ringgits, and then we add up with black pearl. So the calculation is correct, 1110. And then I would like to add more topping, I would say no. And then sugar level, I would say normal. And then, do you want to add any more order? One yes or two for no? So I will just say yes. Let's go for yes. And then we're just going to take this time. Let's try milk tea, and then let's try lychee. But this time quantity we say no here, and then normal. So it's 7.6. And then do you want to add any more order? Let's just click on 2, and then let's go with 30. So as you can see here, the system is very fast, which is it prints our receipt and then told us how much do we take. So as you can see here, basic cacao is 2, and then milk lychee is 7.6. So the price is correct. Okay, so you might be asking, okay, so basic cacao, so here you just multiply here 2, multiply with 11.10, and then add it with 7.6, and then we got the subtotal 29.80, and then we pay with 30, so we got the balance of 20 cents. And then next user, one for yes, two for no. So for right now, let's just go with yes. So we just loop around. So this time we take Oreo, and then we take mint choc Oreo smoothie. In the quantity, I would say 2. I would say no, and then we just go with extra this time, and then 2. It's 10 ringgit. So I will just say no this time. So just the same thing, the receipt and everything. And but right now, we're just going to say click on the 2, which is it will print out all the summary and the total sales for the day. So total sales for the day is 39. As you can see, it's just a summation of the 980 and also the previous one, which is different 29. So this is the summary of the everything that we sold today. ABC cacao we sold 2, and then minty choc Oreo smoothie previously we sold 2. Where else? And then milk lychee we sold 1. So do the summation of the total price sold 2, and then as you can see, the quantity sold for smoothie is 2, quantity for milk tea is 1, and then for Oreo it's 2, and for overall it's 5, and then ABC cacao 2. So this is the menu ranking. So if there are more inputs, there will going to be a larger details here, but right now we just test for the 2, and this is how it turns out. So this makes it very analytical for the user. I guess that's it from me. Thank you.
Okay, so let's see what type of errors and what kind of solutions our system has put for invalid choices. So let's say we're gonna say -7 here. It's not gonna take that as an actual input. So it's gonna keep asking us until we actually give it a valid input. So 5. Let's say here we're gonna say a negative or 66. It's not correct. It's a wrong number. So it's gonna keep asking a number for a correct number in between this range. Let's say also 55. It's still wrong. So let's say just 32. Enter quantity. In enter quantity, it's the same idea, 25. But so yeah. Let's say, would you like to add topping? Let's say 3. No. it does not take that as an actual input and asks us for an input again. Let's say no. Sugar level, let's say 99. It doesn't work. Let's say -2. Doesn't work. So we have to put a valid input. 1. Do you want to add any more orders? Let's say 55. No, doesn't count. Let's say 2 for no. And we're gonna input a small number here, let's say 50. It has to be greater than 197, so we're gonna put, let's say, -197.50. Still, it's incorrect. So let's say just 200. And our change here, you can see it's 2.5. The end, it's gonna ask us for next customer or not, and let's say 25, which is no. It doesn't take that as an actual input, and let's go and say no, we don't need. And there we have the report.
My name is Nushara Mashari. I will explain the benefits to the user of the product. Firstly, reduce waiting time. This may automate order processing, speed up the order placement and preparation process. Customers spend less time in queue, leading a more efficient and pleasant experience, especially during peak hours. Secondly, customizable orders. The system allows customers to easily customize their orders through a user-friendly interface. Customers can tolerate their drink to their preference, achieving their overall satisfaction with the service. Lastly, order accuracy. The system minimizes human error by automating order entry, including selection for drink type, toppings, and sugar level. Customers receive exactly what they order, increasing satisfaction and favor compliments. Thank you.